is here, representing Rock Bottom Comedy, which is good. What's that? Which brigade? Oh yes. Hello. It's good that Rock Bottom Comedy are making their presence known here, because that's actually a very important part of their business. They often use a Bookworm open mic as kind of a screener for many of the acts that they book for their shows. Likewise, Chris and Scott also use Jesus Correa's penis as a screener for many of the women they later use for their own penises. And considering the two of you gentlemen have been losing a lot of weight lately, and are even skinnier than you used to be, go to the health department, for real. I'll drive you there, okay? I will drive you there. Adam was supposed to be here, but he's not. And that kind of sucks, because I forgot what I wrote about him, but it was basically something in essence about his ex-girlfriend being a whore. And you would think that she would have lost some kids, burned some calories with all the fucking she did behind his back, but I had it written much more cleverly. Bubbles is here, and I was gonna make a reference to a beef he had with another poet, but she's not here, so it wouldn't be fair, and it would just be awkward. However, I will say it's a shame that Amelia Garcia's not here. She is one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet, in addition to being an incredibly talented poet. Dylan, however, is a dick, which is
oh, Jesus.
whenever I see that he's going to be at a poetry slam, I don't sit in front, because I just know he's going to whip his cock out and just like dick slap everyone in the front row across the face with it. So I avoid the front row those days. But once again, Amelia's very sweet. It's a shame she couldn't make it. I love her. Very talented poet. Buy her book. I honestly have a great deal of respect for her and her commitment to social justice. And if you read her book, you'll see a lot of that. So I think that since a lot of people didn't show up, we shall move on to the first roaster. The first gentleman coming up. I should probably tell you guys who's going up in what orders. I will tell you right now. This will be like your little heads up.
Yes.
What?
You want to sit up there?
Oh yeah, that would have been really good. This is my first time as roast master. This is why I'm totally like fucking up all over the place.
Just the nose is wall go up.
Yeah, always like those basketball games or football. I don't know shit about sports. If it's not played in lingerie or bikini, I don't know shit about it. But our roasters for the night, come take your seats. I'll line them all up for you. Just like line them all up for you, just like seats on a train to Auschwitz. Scott Galvin.
Come on.
Angela Hiss. Reverend Ron Swanson. Let's see. Chris. Chris isn't here yet. So, yep. Katrina. Emmett.
Right here.
Alright, Emmett's not here yet.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, Bubbles.
He's up.
Here.
And Andy. And Vicki Lynn's not here yet, but she did send her herald in her place. So, the first roaster coming up is Scott Galvin. Woo! Scott is a superhero to me. He has this amazing superpower to date women whose breast size are inversely related to their self-esteem. That's a great superpower, dude, because like my superpower was kind of fucked up. It's just like their waistline was kind of the first thing that come on up! Woo! Come on up.
Keep it going for the manic Hispanic. Thought he had moved away, but apparently he's still here. Okay. Marcos mentioned that thing about Jesus. I liked that. And it made me think that I think my next stop is going to be Marcos's house for the women that get my penis, because His wife already is kind of into me, and his daughter's gonna be 18 pretty quick.
Oh,
And they both know where his mom lives. Chris Nelson didn't make it out, so I'll hope that he walks in before I get done so I can make fun of him. I guess we're gonna stick with the rule of not making fun of those who
I'll make fun of him.
show.
By all means.
Make fun of
Make
anyone
fun of
whether
him.
you're not.
I was going to, but he just killed that builder. Alright, I'm just gonna start down the line. I don't know you two very well, but you do poetry. That's easy to make fun of. I don't have any good poems though, and leave it to the two black people to show up late.
We're fulfilling a stereotype.
Yes. Emmett Cannon's here. I hope that he shares his views on gay rights, because this is supposed to get offensive, and I already got a taste of it this week. Vicki Lynn's here. She's going to tell you enough about herself, so I'm not really going to say too much. Then she could crush me if she felt like it. Ron Swanson, you could do the same, but you don't scare me at all. I know that I don't have to worry about you because you're just going to keep following me around hoping I drop some scraps for you.
No, you're not going to skip mom, are you?
I don't want to talk about the mom of somebody who paid me in a pound brownie earlier. It still's got me feeling good. But Andy Bolton's here. And Andy Bolton being here tonight proves that when they say there's a comedy scene happening in Milwaukee, they're full of shit. Like I said, I don't have much bad to say about Rhiannon, but I am happy that this place has stayed open. I want to tell you that this really isn't a roast, it's an intervention. I actually gathered everybody here tonight. I don't understand how you can be all about supporting local business, but there's no Mrs. Fisher's chips here. I know we spoke about this, and your answer was that you don't like them. Well, I like them. And I'd rather eat them than your free cookies. And of course, I'm just kidding. I can't afford to not like your free cookies. Alright, this is awkward. I'm gonna go sit back over there instead of next to the girl I cheated on. Thank you all.
So instead he'll sit next to the girl he cheated on her with. Oh, wait, you didn't tell her about Vicki Lynn? Oh, shit. Never mind. It's all comedy up here, okay? Don't take any of it for real. So Chris Nelson is not going to make it at all. That's a shame. I wanted to hear if he was going to drop some more N-bombs. That Chris Nelson drops more N-bombs than Larry Morrissey trying to decide which liquor licenses to suspend. Truth hurts, don't it? And I forgot to call Tracy up here. I'd call him up here, and also my wife's not going to roast. She performed earlier. And yeah, I can't say anything bad about it. I love my wife so much. Or can't say how much I love her, but that's mostly because she keeps interrupting me. I can't say anything about my wife. The beautiful Willie Mae. The woman is a saint. She lets me have orgies with our female friends. That's a saint. A round of applause for that woman. She makes Mother Teresa look like a 3D cunt. Okay. Too bad Anna Bush is in here. He would have loved that. That part was just for him. That was. So so on to the next roaster. So next roaster coming up is Angela Hiss, a very talented performer in improv and poetry. Actually, Angela kind of inspired me to write that award-winning poem, because when she wrote that poem about the purple monster on her shoulder, I figured if she can write a poem about Bubbles' penis, I can write a poem about my own, right? Please welcome to the stage, Angela Hiss.
I'm not going to be following standard roast format. That is because I'm going to be expressing my roast in song.
Now, you love the microphone.
Close with this, close. All right. I know a certain lady who loves to cook and bake, who bleeds in green and purple and thinks in pies and cake. She laughs and chats and lectures, but if you only knew, there is one thing I've never seen this brash barista do. She doesn't sleep, she doesn't sleep. She thinks that Starbucks drinkers are all sheep. She lets her freak like billow, but she doesn't own a pillow. I swear to God, Rhiannon doesn't sleep. Finer master of the slam we couldn't hope to see. A friend to everyone she meets who brews delicious tea. But if you see her yawning and her eyes are streaked with red, well, don't you ever dare suggest it might be time for bed. She doesn't sleep, she doesn't sleep. I guess the cost of labor is really steep. She's such a brave survivor, because her boss is a slave driver. She's made of iron and she doesn't sleep. So pick a bunch of puppies, but when the night is still, tuck her in and say goodnight and grab the Benadryl. So let this be your lullaby and count a flock of sheep. I guess that we're assuming that she isn't really human. I'm sure she would be less so if she didn't have espresso. She wasn't so inspired. But you're looking kind of tired. So sweet dreams, my dear Rhiannon, go to sleep.
That's so normal. The next roaster is my brother and partner in the League of Extraordinary Comics, Ron. Let me tell you something about Ron, though, before he comes up. This dude has such a hard time getting laid. This guy could not get laid if he passed out at an Ohio high school football team's kegger party, okay? I know you got a girlfriend now, but it's gonna last, what, like about a month more before you're like washing your sorrows down with bleach, Amanda Todd style? Please welcome to the stage, Reverend Ron Swanson!
Thank you, Marcos. I know normally at roast you're supposed to make fun of the person, but Ray, I'm going to call you Ray from now on. I don't want to make fun of you because I really like the green tea I get from this place. And also you feed me vegan treats because I'm a vegan hippie. So instead of making jokes, instead I'm going to read from the Sega Game Gear instruction manual. For those of you who don't know what the Game Gear was, who are too young, it was the first colored handheld portable gaming device. It was Sega's answer to the Game Boy. Right away at the beginning it says, congratulations on purchasing the Sega Game Gear. In order to use all the Sega Game Gear functions properly and safely, please read this instruction manual carefully before using the unit, which is what we're doing. I'm going to let you pick what section we're going to read. We have the how to put on the wrist strap, how to use the Game Gear, inserting batteries, inserting a cartridge or the TV tuner adapter, proper care of the Game Gear, troubleshooting chart, or the limited warranty.
I'm going to go with inserting cartridges.
Alright. Probably a Freudian reason for that. Alright. Inserting a cartridge or the TV tuner adapter. Whenever you insert or remove a cartridge or the optional TV tuner adapter, be sure the power is switched off. It's important. Sega cartridge. Switch the Game Gear power off. 2. Make sure the cartridge label is facing the back of the Game Gear. Then insert the cartridge straight in. 3. Use your fingers to remove the cartridge, pulling it straight out. It must be noted, when playing a multiple player game with the game to gear cable, insert the cartridge and connect the cable before turning the power switch on. The Game Gear systems must be turned on simultaneously in order to play with the gear-to-gear cable. The optional TV tuner adapter. Number 1, switch the Game Gear power off. 2, insert the TV tuner adapter so the channel display is facing forward. Push it until you hear it catch with a click. 3, to remove, press the lock lever on the back of the TV tuner adapter while pulling the TV tuner adapter straight out of the Game Gear. It must be noted, be sure to take out the gear-to-gear cable or the gear-to-gear cable input jack cover before inserting the TV tuner adapter. It also must be noted, if you are using the TV tuner adapter, please read the TV tuner adapter manual for more details. I think we'll stop there for my reading of the Sega Game Gear instruction manual. Thank you.
Man, I did not imagine the reading something like so bland could be like so funny and amusing. The only way it could be funnier is if you did it in a Santa Claus voice.
I guess.
And for the Chris May fans in the house.
Oh.
I'm a dick, yes, that's my job as roast master. Speaking of dicks, Chris Nelson just showed up. Woo!
You
Yes.
should be up here.
Get up here, you dick.
Yeah, get up. Your next one up anyway. Is like, you know, so we know now you know that it's okay for Chris Nelson to use the N-word because he is obviously the blackest person here since he was the one who arrived the latest. Come on up, Rock Bottom. I'm gonna tear up a new one in here. I'm gonna fuck him up bad. Come on. Woo!
Keep it going for Marcos, your roast master for the evening. I too would like to share some words with you that I wrote. Ron's got buttons. I want to show off my buttons.
Woo, buttons. Woo, woo. Yes, the killers.
What the fuck you guys doing tonight?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me look at what we're working with here. Oh shit! We got black people in here and stuff. Got any gays in the house? Get them out of here. Emmett put me in the most awkward position as a Rockford comedian this week by voicing his opinion in the Tracy Morgan way on the north side of Chicago when the host of the Comedy Night's brother was openly gay and in attendance. Thank you, Emmett. I appreciate it. I still feel awkward for myself and for you and your family, and hope that when that airs on public access, Channel 19 in Chicago, that you'll still be with us, and not slap fought by a bunch of gay people across the Chicago area. Vicky's here tonight. The beautiful Vicky. Give it up for Vicky, everyone. I just love you, Vicky. You have very big boobs. And that's really all I got for Vicky. So, she's got the good bra. My partner in crime, Scott Galvin, is here. If you give it up for Scott, that'd be great. We both dress like we're looking for drugs but have no money, which is usually the case. So go ahead and help us out. I really have nothing bad to say about Scott that he doesn't already embarrass himself by talking on the microphone. Give it up for the guy with the seashell necklace that went out of style in 1998. I'll clap for him. What's your name, sir? Marbles? Bubbles. Even worse. I was trying to give you some solid credit. But you're just Bubbles. You pop easily. Young lady, your name? I like your sweater.
You missed her song.
I missed your song. Was it really good?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say it was shitty because this is a roast. You had a really shitty song, Angela. I'm sorry you all had to hear that. Reverend Ron, give it up for your favorite atheist, Reverend. reading from the Sega Game Gear manual, which I'm going to give right back to him.
It still works, man.
What a fucking idiot.
You know not to hold it. I know.
Yeah, read the manual. Too bad they don't make one of those for how to pick up women. I'll write you one, don't worry. Trina, give it up for Trina, everybody. Man, that's wild. I have so much to say about you, it's not even funny. Like, it really isn't. She's just a really nice person, and she's a beautiful lady, so you're lucky man.
I agree.
And I will arm wrestle you for her later on tonight. So, give it up for her, everybody. I'm glad they stuck you in a corner, Andy. It's where you belong. Just lurking behind me. In an almost jail type setting. Really glad I don't have any soap. Or maybe it'd be better if I did, so you'd have lube, making the process much easier. When we got to that point, you're just a big man. That's really all I have to say bad about you. Marcos, your host, everyone. Please give it up for him again. It's a pleasure. I've been working with this gentleman for a while now, and it's really nice to work with somebody who has nicer hair than their wife. I'm just kidding, Willie Mae. Kind of. Look at that beautiful hair, seriously. That should be on a commercial. It's not that your hair's bad, it's just that his is very beautiful. And that he gets hit on probably just as much, if not more than you, from the back. So that's pretty exciting. And so we're gonna move on. I'm gonna make this quick here since I was late, so I might as well just be an asshole and be really quick about it. I'm gonna move on to this young lady, Rihanna. Give it up to her, please. 2 years, right? 2 years. Give it up for 2 years of local business sustaining itself. I'm going to treat this in the manner in which she treated our roast that we had put on towards a gentleman that is now in Kentucky who dyed his hair the same color as Willie Mae and fit in immediately with his surroundings. He's not with us tonight, but hopefully via the internet he will understand that we do not miss him at all. Basically, as she approached our roast, I'm going to do the same for her. Rhiannon is a beautiful young woman who has successfully run a business that I have nothing but respect for. She allows people like Marcos to do comedy here on a regular basis, which is ridiculous. Give it up for that in itself. That feat has probably only been accomplished by you, so I'm just kidding. Not really. No, it's fantastic. She's done wonderful things for Rockford and the library as far as making sure that everybody leaves by the time we start our comedy sets so that the people from the library can get home on time. And she's here working hard. I'd like to give it up for Detective Stabler. Who's also here with us tonight. On behalf of myself, it says "Bye Chris" on there. I'm just going to keep that right there. Terrible things I have to say about Rhiannon. You have a visible birthmark. That's about as harsh as I can get. Yeah. That's fine. Because I deserve it. And I'm going to get cancer and burn in hell someday. A hell-burning cancer. With Reverend Ron. As we quote Sega Game Gear instruction manual. That's retarded. Why'd you do that? Just wasted all your time up here. No, but you're a beautiful young woman. I hope that this business thrives and continues to be successful. You came from Detroit, did you not? That's awesome. So she loves miserable cities, and that is the one downfall, is that she doesn't learn as far as her surroundings. Location-wise, she has no idea what the hell's going on around her. She's just like, I'm gonna move to this shitty city because it's better than Detroit. It's just a terrible idea. That's really, I'm mad at you for that. You should not have stayed there because they don't have libraries in Detroit, which is evident if you go there. I have family there, so it's okay that I say these things. So on behalf of my time up here, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out, supporting this young woman. If you could applause again, because I appreciate that. I know we made fun of her asking for applause. And just actually make noises as well while you're applauding for Rhiannon and the Bookworm Cafe. Happy 2 years. Thank you very much, everybody.
Keep it going for Stephen Baldwin and his brave struggle with AIDS, everyone. I finally made it. I threw off my order for who's where. And I love the look on your face. She lets Marcos do comedy on a regular basis. It's usually not. Yeah, it is. Never mind. No. It is. So the next roaster up, someone very near and dear to our guest of honor, is the woman who gave her life, Katrina. And I gotta say, she's told us so much about obviously the impact you've had on her as a mother. Growing up as your child and all, and it makes me wonder, doesn't Detroit have like a Department of Child and Family Services? How the fuck did you get away with that shit? Indeed. Give it up for Katrina, everyone!
All right. So not only is Bookworm 2 years old, but Rhiannon, I'm not allowed to call her Annie, I'm supposed to call her Rhiannon, is going to be 30 on Sunday. And I'm not a comedian, so instead I'm going to stand up and tell stories that will embarrass the shit out of her. That's why I'm here. Let's talk about Benadryl first. The child didn't sleep, so we just gave her Benadryl. She still loves the taste of grape. Ask her. She loves Dimetapp. Yeah. I am telling you, forget Mama's Little Helper. That was Baby's Little Helper. I love that shit. I'm kind of proud of her today. She's dressed up. Do you see this? In a dress, shoes, and everything. She was naked till she was 5. She still learned how to undress herself by the time she was 2, and this child took off everything except her socks. We're talking diaper too, okay? Everything but her socks. I don't know about the socks. I don't. She was naked. So I'm pretty excited she's dressed now. And we're careful when we go to her house. And you all need to know that you need to be careful too, because she is still, a nudie. Oh, yeah. There's Dad? Nope. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the bathtub then. Oh, God. When she was 3 years old in the bathtub with her little brother, who was 2 years old, That's how we rolled. That's how we rolled. Fuck child services, He splashed her one night, and she was in the tub. Tracy and I were sitting out in the living room, and she stood up and she yelled, "Gavin, you son of a bitch!" And I was like, that is the coolest thing, because that's your fucking word, not mine. She used it perfectly. She right intonation and everything, so it's summon a bitch now. She's a nerd. Did you know that? Big nerd. At 4 years old, she was teaching our neighbors how to play on our Commodore 64 computer and how to work FaceMaker. Anybody remember this? 4 years old.
Of course, you knew it, the only one.
Child knew how to plug in the disc before she turned on the computer. She knew everything. She learned how to spell between 3 and 4 so that she could get Say It Sam to say it. So she's typing happy. She couldn't do much. I love you, Annie. Happy birthday. We heard Say It Sam say happy birthday a million times, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So, let's see, what else can I tell you about? Watch this. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. She cannot not sing that song, okay? That was her favorite. Only she said rock and roll. Her favorite song. Yeah, there you, are you embarrassed yet? Yeah. Everybody's going to be singing that to you. All right. So, at 11, she had the sex talk at school. We all did that, right? But she decided she needed to come home and tell her brother about it, who was 10. And so she pulls him to the side and she's like, I had a sex talk today. And Gavin goes, what? Yeah, we talked about sex. Gavin's like, I don't know what the fuck sex is, but this sounds good. What did you find out? I found out that Mom and Dad had to have sex for us. And Gavin's like, you're kidding me. She's like, yeah. He goes, well, how many times? She goes, well, we're both here. He goes, do you think they had sex twice? She goes, way more than that. Way more than that. He goes, 4 times? She goes, no more. He says, 6 times? More. He goes, 10 times? Too much, she says, too much, too much. 10 times is too much. A week.
I still agree.
Still doing it, Mom and Dad. Are you embarrassed yet? You're embarrassed yet? Only for me. All right, let's see. Best day of her life. Now this is when I knew I really had given birth to a nerd. And this shocks me because I was totally not a nerd. Now Dad's a nerd. Okay, so it's okay. Even though he's dressed in his hipster clothes right now. Dad was a nerd, but I was not. I was the cool girl, okay? And I have a cool son, but man, she was a patriot. So everybody needs to know this. Show us your jazz hands. Come on, you want jazz hands?
Where's your jazz hands?
Both of them.
Spirit fingers?
Spirit fingers? So Annie was a patriot at Lincoln High School in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And she was really into it. She thought it was the coolest thing she'd ever done. Well, the first week she went into school, they had Spirit Week. And now you know where I'm going. She came home, she's like, I had the best day ever. Best day ever. And I said, well, what happened today? She goes, well, the football players caught me down in the hallway for the band room, and they taped me to the band door. And I'm like, and what was good about that? She's like, well, it wasn't the flag like my other friends. So she was all excited. She was taped, they picked her up and duct taped her to the band room door, and she just thought that was the coolest thing that ever happened to her. She's a nerd. It's okay, though. So I'm going to tell you one more thing, and it's my favorite recent story about Rhiannon, and she knows what this is. Any of you who know Annie know that she is very, very calm, cool, and collected for the most part. Most people have never seen her cry. I've seen her cry like a handful of times in my life. She's just takes things in stride, everything comes in stride. Well, we're on the night before the grand opening of the Bookworm here. We're working in the back room. We've got her best friend, me, and her best friend's mother back there. Tracy was there. And I think that was about it. And we are baking the shit out of stuff. I mean, we are baking and baking and baking and mixing and baking. And we've been baking all day, you know? So, I mean, we've probably been baking for 8 hours. And she goes to make muffins, okay? And she turns to me, and she's exhausted. She turns to me and she's like, oh my God! I never bought a 3/4 cup measuring cup! And we're like, what? And she burst out crying. I mean, she cried for like 10 minutes because she didn't have a 3/4 cup measuring cup. Now, does anybody in here bake? Do you have a 3/4 cup measuring cup? No. Yeah, no. How do we do that? It's kind of, yeah, it was magic to her. It was amazing. She was just like, and when we went, we don't, there's none. They don't make those. She was like, oh, okay. And she turned around and finished her muffins. And here, oh yeah, she's done. She had to cry for a few minutes. She had her fit, she had her panic attack, and then she's like, okay, it's all good. All right, so that's it. I just wanted to embarrass my 30-year-old daughter. And
Talk about baking.
Keep going for Katrina, everyone. I've only cried a handful of times. Me, I cried. I almost cried during Dawn's song. I was just an emotional person like that. And so we do a few plugs since we're kind of at the halfway point right now. I don't think put in my order. Can I get like a drink and stuff? Yeah, Kyle, can I please get a large Nutty Irishman? And I highly recommend. That's my favorite drink. Is a Nutty Irishman. My wife prefers. She always goes for like the mocha, but all the drinks are good. That was that plug. Also, next week we're doing the comedy open mic. Well, actually, first we're doing the poetry slam. That goes from 6 to 8. We got a special guest, Carrie Brzezinski. Then usually we do the poetry open mic starting at 8. I mean, the comedy open mic starting. It's the same thing. Fuck it. We talk about rape and child abuse and all kinds of shit. Either way. So poetry or comedy is the same. The comedy though, the part where you're like supposed to laugh and feel guilty if you don't, that starts at 8:30. The comedy open mic, and then the week after that, we got Amado Lewis from Lansing, Michigan, and Lara Bites coming out for the comedy showcase. So definitely check that out. All those events are free. Check them out. And I guess if you don't like watching us talk shit about each other, you're free to go. Thank you for coming out and checking it out. And thank you, ladies, at the Rock Valley event. Thank you for coming out to this and showing some love and all. Hopefully you guys can come back next week as well. That's going to be a lot of fun too. So next roaster, last minute addition here. I stand corrected earlier when I said that Chris Nelson was the blackest person. Probably the blackest, but we're talking about yeah. We're talking about another word I'm not going to say. This thing, you didn't even bother to read the flyers. I said, please sign up in advance. But we can make room for him anyway. I always forget your name.
It's Mike.
But, I don't care. I didn't ask it. I just said I forget it, okay?
Well, I'm gonna tell it to
you didn't bother to sign up. I'm not going to bother to ask, okay? But come on up.
I'm illiterate.
Do your
I fucking can't read. Wait a minute, that's the same thing, and I'm redundant.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to prove it for the next 5 to 8 minutes, too. So come on up.
Yes, sir. I just can't let an opportunity like this pass. I just cannot. The young lady told me, I don't even like, I do this for a living. She told me that she was having a roast. I've not heard anybody roast her, except Mom.
I thought I grilled her.
I think you've grilled her pretty damn good. I've known her, she's tripped into my life, I love her dearly, she's a friend. But I've got to say, Annie, and I will call you Annie, I just like that, because I consider that better than Rhiannon. Reminds me of a Fleetwood Mac tune. Can you sing that?
Yes.
Okay, cool, I figured you could. Alright, here's the deal. She's been in business for 2 years. I cannot for the life of me figure out how the hell she's done it. Why? I've said, Annie, how have you stayed in business? Well, I do all these really cool things. I've got poetry, and I've got comedy. And I went, really, where? Okay. Come on. This must be funny. You're supposed to laugh at that. Oh, that hurt, didn't it? That's all right. How you've succeeded is beyond me, but you have a collection of wonderful, wonderful people, and they are wonderful people, including me, because I fit into the rest of the freaks of the group that just kind of wanders in and out of your life. So congratulations, I love you, and it's been fun. I'm going to have some more. Thank you.
The next roaster we have coming up to the mic is not only is he a very talented comedian, he's also the president of the Frank Ocean Fan Club. I love Emmett. Emmett is like the ultimate cock tease of paid gigs. He will complain and complain about not getting booked for paid gigs. I've even seen him show up to a show with a cardboard sign like a homeless person, protesting that he was not getting paid. But the minute someone offers it, like Scott will offer, hey, you want to come out and do 10 or 15 minutes? Or I'll offer him actual paid gigs. And motherfucker runs. He runs like Kunta Kinte when he had both his feet, okay? Please welcome to the stage, my friend. And I say that in hopes that you guys will forgive me for those last few jokes. No, please welcome to the stage, Emma, comedian Craz-E Cannon! That was your intro music, by the way. They're racist, they do a Def Comedy Jam style. That's what hip-hop sounds like to them.
Me too at times. This is, start off, this is very lovely. This setup right here, I don't know whether I should be conducting an orchestra or playing a violin. Nice. A lot of y'all don't know. I'm gonna clear the air right quick. Okay, I was doing a comedy set, and I said a joke, not point intended, about gay people. Now, understand, I don't have a problem with anybody that's homosexual at all. Because if I was gay, I'd be a lesbian. All right. So, we cleared the air with that. It's done. Now,
What's your dumb shame? Come on! I tried.
some things I want to talk about right quick. Okay, first and foremost, when I get invited to certain things, I'm really careful about it. Okay, like they said this was a roast. I thought they said they was having roast, and I don't see no more food out here. Get more specific with your invites, because I got an invite one time and it said an all-white party, and I was like, all right. And then I got there and it was clam wrap. So I just ate some chicken and I left. So testing. I like coming to the Bookworm. I like this room. It reminds me of special ed. Because it's a room inside of a building. We kind of off by ourselves. See the windows? We are special inside here. They don't even want us in the library. Because they know we can't fucking read. We the people that read with one finger. I might as well start off with the people behind me. Starting off with Vicky Lynn. Everybody wants to talk about her breasts. They're already big, they're already outstanding, but yet she want to put stars on them. So long. Then we got my good friend here, Scott. What can I say? Don't Scott remind you of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo? And we would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. I don't really know this guy too well, but it looked like he just got off work. He got his construction boots on. Then I like your shoes. They look very comfortable. Look like you can walk a lot of places with those. And I like the way you like slide into them. Like you don't really have to sit on the back end of them. You just slide right into them and go where you're going. I like superhero shoes. Then I like the rev here. You got some fans.
That's it. One clap.
He must be a fashion misfit too. I see you dressed up and down. Not really gonna say too much about you. You like the lady from Misery. And I like my ankles. Then we got my brother here. I don't know if y'all know we're twins. He's just a lighter version of me. We had the same habits. I was late, he was later. I thought I was making a stereotype, so he came in, saved us. Well, like I said, we're in special ed. Somebody please give him his coloring book and crayons. And do not judge him on staying out of the lines. Well, we're really here for you. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. I got it. Marcos think he's excluded. Now, I'm not going to say too much about Marcos, even though he's still got on the damn bowling shoes. Even though they have a big sign that say, please return after usage. I guess he felt comfortable enough to take them with him. You, my pretty. My pretty. Just because you're getting a year older, doesn't mean you have to dress it. I've seen you taking down the curtains up here of tie-dye and made yourself a dress. If you want this to be all about you on your day, it's going to be hard looking at you with that tie-dye. They're like I'm on acid up here. I noticed that since you're sitting down and you're not participating in working today, more people are eating. That is. Her snacks are very delicious. You just better buy water when you eat it. Sorry. I don't know. It's been fun coming out here. Smite. I don't know why it wasn't. It was working for everybody else, and then I get on there. I think Vicky is over there touching those things over there. But yeah, I like coming down here. You know, it really motivates me, especially when I found out that Rockford is the third most miserable city in the world. And I was thinking, I told Vicky Lynn, I said, well, damn, if Rockford is the third most, what is the first and second? I was thinking more like Lebanon or Beirut or some shit. But yet you work here, and you inspire people to come here. And, you know, I like it here, so, you know, it's been awesome, and I want to continue it. And the only reason why I haven't taken up Marcos on his offers is because he's Marcos. No, but I'm not gonna stay up here too much longer. I just want to say happy wishes to you. Thank everybody here. All right, they were crazy.
Emma's obviously never been to Detroit. It pretty much does look like Lebanon.
True.
And he doesn't look like shit. He looks like fucking Adam Lanza, okay? Don't piss Scott off. You don't know what he's hiding in that coat. It's not all drug paraphernalia, all right? The next roaster we have up, a very perky gentleman. Actually, it's our honoree's father. Tracy's coming up next. Hello, Tracy. Definitely the perkiest guy. Perky's guy in Rockford, and yes, it is a reference to... Oh my. Definitely the perkiest guy in Rockford, and yes, it is a reference to his nipples, which is why I'm happy he's wearing an undershirt today. Welcome to the podium, Trace.
Thank you, Marco.
vote. Let's roast the mic stand next.
I have the solution. I'll hold the microphone. I'll hand this to Paul.
Supposed to hold it like a penis, right?
That's what Marcos always says. He never does it. Okay, I appreciate the chance to speak tonight. I'm not a comedian either, but I think I can get a couple of laughs up here. I wanted to start with some of the crowd. You know, Marcos was up here earlier making references to pubic shaving and the impact that it had on him. And I wish I had known that a week ago, because last weekend when I went out to celebrate my daughter's birthday, one of the places that we went after dinner was to the office. For those of you who aren't from Rockford or aren't familiar with the office, it's the local pickup club for the BGTS QR XYZs. And the group had gone over before I got there, and my wife met me at the door, and she said, "Come on in, I'm going to take you up on the dance floor and introduce you to somebody hot." And there was this person with long flowing black hair with their back to me, dancing and shaking their rump at me. Then Marcos turned around.
True story.
So, you know, one of the things about Marcos and the rest of the comedians you probably noticed tonight is that there's a high amount of superheroes and things of that nature. There's some question as to whether Marvel's better or the other comics are better. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents worth tonight, because, you know, for all the evilness that's out there, we all know that Pixar is the best. The Despicable Me Minions are definitely the worst ones that are out there. For those of you who have never been here for one of the comedy shows where Vicki Lynn has been here, Paul Madison, one of our locals with the music crew, and does a great job with the Bookworm, with the sound stage here. Typically sits in the front row because he's not afraid of comedians. And Vicki Lynn has a bit that she does where she talks about seeing a handsome man in Chicago, and she has to talk her coochie in off the ledge. And unfortunately for Paul, because he's sitting in the front row, she's usually right in his face going, "Come on, coochie, you got to come back. Come on." And a couple of times she's made reference to the fact that because he has a mustache and beard, that it looks kind of like her coochie. So we all know that what's happening is when Paul goes home at night, he's doing this. And he's wondering what's happening in Vicki Lynn's bedroom. So, one of the things that I've done is I went out and I found an old hangman game. And as you'll notice, it has only enough letters to spell the word coochie. So now you have your own coochie on a ledge, and you can talk your own coochie. I tried to decide about some of the other comedians who else I wanted to pick on, and the only other one that I could really make the decision that he really needed to be picked on was Chris Nelson. Chris is a pretty nice guy when you have a chance to talk to him. Fuck you, you know. And one thing that you can count on from Chris is his ability to come on the stage and right away get politically incorrect. I mean, just like he did tonight. What's the first thing he talked about tonight? Gays. Second thing? N-word. Right? Okay. Actually, for those of you that weren't here earlier today, he was actually on stage at around 4:30 this afternoon. 4:20. No. Scott Galvin was 4:20. Let's not get this mixed up. But the first thing Chris Nelson referred to there was the fact that we have Boston cream pies in the case, and that it was probably too close to the bombings in Boston. All right, enough of that. I want to talk a couple of times about my daughter. One of the things that I'm going to do, and I need a volunteer from the audience. Can I have a volunteer from the audience? Luke, you work for me? Okay. So here's the deal. You can stay right there. But as her mother said, she doesn't like to be called Annie on stage. She doesn't like to be called Annie here. She goes by Rhiannon. That's her name. It's her official name. So you're going to keep track of the number of times that I make the mistake and don't call her by Rhiannon. Okay? And for each time that I make a mistake, I'm going to put $1 in the tip jar. Okay? So, Rhiannon hated her brother. Okay? They grew up about 1.5 years apart. And the problem was when they got to high school, Annie thought she had all these friends. That's one, you're right. And she would bring her friends home to the house, only to find out that they really had no interest in her. They just wanted to look at her brother. She took real offense to the fact that he'd have girls over, have them bounce on the trampoline, spray them down with the hose while he's taking pictures of them. For some reason, she thought that was inappropriate action. I thought he was pretty smart. As you can probably tell, Annie's wardrobe and attire has been a little bit on the unusual side of her entire life. When she was growing up, there was a show on called Blossom. And she thought that Blossom was the pinnacle of fashion at that point in time in her life. And so she dressed like Blossom. The funny thing is that we didn't know that 20 years later, when she was more grown up, that another TV show was going to come along called The Middle, and they were going to fashion Sue after Annie. When Annie was young, we used to live in Indianapolis. And in Indianapolis, it's the home of Bob and Tom. You may have heard of Bob and Tom comedians on the radio. Before they became syndicated, you could only hear them in Indianapolis. And Annie used to love to listen to them on the radio, in the car on the way to daycare or on the way home. And she thought Bob and Tom were just it. In fact, she thought that so much that she named 2 of her little Fisher-Price people Bob and Tom. And if you talk to Annie and asked them where Bob and Tom lived, man, this is going to cost me a fortune. She would tell you that Bob and Tom lived in the radio. And I think to this day she still thinks that Bob and Tom live in the radio. Okay. One other thing that you might not know about Rhiannon is the fact that we lived in South Dakota for a while. And when we lived in South Dakota, they had the ability to get a driver's license at age 14. Wow. At age 14, that's right. The reason is because in South Dakota there isn't anybody for miles and miles and miles. So if somebody is out there at 14 and they're driving from side of the road to side of the road, there's not going to be anybody to hit. So she got her driver's license. And about 2 days before we were supposed to move back to Detroit, she managed to have an accident. You know, out there where there's no cars and nobody to hit, she found one. She was sitting at a stoplight. The light turned green for the green turn arrow. The person next to her went. She decided straight was the way to go. The person coming in the opposite direction to turn got the surprise of their life. In the meantime, I wasn't home, so she and her mother had to figure out what to do with our wrecked car that needed to be drivable in 3 days to make the trip from Sioux Falls to Detroit. So fortunately, she had a very good friend in the automotive business in Sioux Falls and was able to get the car in and get it fixed, almost to the point where she almost didn't have to tell Dad that she'd had an accident. Wow. Unfortunately, he was a little bit too slow, and Dad found out about it. So we went on to move back to Detroit. She was 15 at that point in time, so she'd been driving for about a year, year and a half. And we get there, we go to the license branch with the expectation she has a license. We can go in, just swap the South Dakota license for a Michigan license. And when she got to the license bureau, the bureaucracy that it was, said, "I'm sorry, but you had to be 15 by the time May 1st rolled around, or you are not eligible to get that license. You'll have to wait until you're 16 and take driver's education." Well, she missed it because her birthday is the 5th of May. So being the good parents that we are, we did exactly what any other good parent would do. We let her keep her South Dakota license and drive herself to driver's education. As her mother has already alluded to, she was a bit of a nerd and a little bit of a fraidy cat nerd. So she didn't want to pull up in the car and park in front of the class and walk into the classroom to have class. So she'd go 15 minutes early, park around on the side, and then walk around the building and come in. Like the instructor never do, right? With that, I'd just like to say thank you to all the folks that are here with us tonight. Especially thank you to the entertainers that have joined us to do this roast this evening. The Bookworm has made it through 2 years, and a lot of that's because of the support of the local audience, the people that come out to the shows, like the great audience that we have here tonight. The staff makes every contribution to make sure that everybody is happy and that all the things get done, and that's what's allowed her to be successful. So I'd just like to say congratulations on 2 years and happy 30th birthday.
I'm going to be like the Lemmy of Roastmasters now.
Now you know how I feel during poetry slam.
Yeah. I also know no one in the audience likes heavy metal.
I do.
Now why did you laugh, damn it?
Because I couldn't hear you. I heard Lemmy. I was like, what? Suck a dick, what? I'm not thinking about Lemmy because he staying with the sucking.
Yeah, so,
I'm gonna crawl on the table now.
that fucker didn't show up, so, yeah. Oh, you go for Tracy, by the way, and, only in Rockford can an older white man get away with giving a black woman a game called Hangman. When she's sitting next to a guy named Emmett. The next presenter generally doesn't do comedy. He's a poet, very talented poet at that. He's been absolutely blazing up the poetry circuit here in Rockford, which means Bookworm and Katie's Cup. Because a couple of broke-ass Latinos like us can't afford to go to Jazz Keys' events. But Emmett can. He gets treated real well there. Emmett, look, learn Ice Cube's lesson. White people like you better, okay? It's just that simple. So please welcome Bubbles. Ask things about Bubbles. He's such a passionate performer when he's reading his poems, he's performing them. He's either a really passionate performer or he likes the Ninja Turtles more than I do, and he thinks he's a turtle and having some kind of like acid flashback. He's trying to like retract his head into a shell. And... turtle. Please welcome to the stage, Bubbles!
You like it when I do that to you, so. I make a joke about these comedians, but there's a reason you only see them at free events. So. Hey, where's your family from?
Mexico and Bolivia.
Okay, so essentially pretend you don't even have Mexicans. So the Bolivians are redneck Mexicans, right?
No, that's the Mexican side. It's Brazers.
Ah, nice. Okay, and yeah, since I have nothing else, I'm going to... Yeah, I actually wrote a letter for you, but I don't have it here, so... Yeah.
That was very unprepared of you.
Have you not seen my poetry? There you go. Dear Slam Master, also known as Judgmental Bitch, and... Judgmental Bitch, and there was one other term. Oh yeah, Mrs. Jiggly. Yeah, the first time we met, I thought you were slightly mean, and now I see that you're doing really well hiding the horns. They're coming out pretty well. And yeah, that's all. Though people like to say something nice at the end, so tomorrow we'll do that thing you like, with the toys.
Damn, talk about short and sweet. That's some motherfucking shit right there. That's the shit. That was good. Oh wow, we're coming down to our final two. This next gentleman, I'm very, very excited to bring up this guy because Andy and I have been doing comedy for about the same amount of time, and in the past 6 years, this guy has grown so much. as a joke writer. I think all the comedians here would agree that this guy is just the way his art of misdirection and all. He's a brilliant joke writer. And in another 6 years, hopefully he'll learn how to deliver those jokes and adapt to the crowd. Please welcome to the stage, all the way from Monster Island, Andy Bolton.
Bolton! 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 Bolton!
And I'd like to thank everyone for everybody support your local McDonald's. They're all family owned, you know, good companies. Obviously, this
Irish
business.
place, isn't it?
Yes. What?
Irish place, isn't it? McDonald's?
McDonald's, yes. That's for you. Okay. Pictures. Now, obviously, this place is not like McDonald's at all. It's all about, you know, buying things that are produced locally. Friends helping friends, neighbors helping neighbors, keeping it in the family. You know, that's what Rockford is all about. Goodness. This is not like McDonald's. A lot of charm in this room. A lot of charm. Bon appetit. How much does that cost? Very wise young lady here, very wise young lady, running a business, you know, baking all kinds of good stuff for you people, and whatever she doesn't sell, she just eats. Okay, that's it. Business plan, yeah. You know. Getting over a bit of cold myself, getting a bit over a cold right now. There's a foot of snow on the ground in my house. Winter coats, that's a cool thing these days, winter coats. There's a guy wearing one right over there. No one's safe. No one's safe at all. All right. Vicky Lynn, is that your real hair?
Somebody's real hair.
What can I say about Scott Gelb? I suppose I could make fun of his on-stage character, stage character persona, if he had one. Ron Swanson. I just love your tattoos. They're like Star Wars tattoos, and there's that hilarious joke you tell about them. Like when a girl asks what your tattoos mean, you're like, hey, there's Star Wars tattoos. Hey, where are you going? That's got you. All right.
That was it? You just tell one of my jokes?
I hacked your jokes on the Nate Forward of tonight. That's why.
Nate Forward, awesome.
Wish Adam Bush, or Adam Bush is the name, right? Wish he was here. You know. So by round of applause, how many people know Adam Bush? Okay, well, a lot of comedians that start doing comedy, they do stuff that doesn't match them. But I think if Adam Bush's comedy had a face, it would have his face. It's just. And I'll leave one for the roast master. Marcos. So I gotta say, I enjoyed, working with you the past 6 years. Doing comedy all over the place. It's a lot of fun coming out and watching you dress up and make believe comedian.
Look, forget what Emmett said about Andy, okay? Don't give him any crayons, they're choking hazards. Now give it a go for Andy, everyone. Yeah, that's right, you mentioned Adam Bush couldn't make it. Oh, what we do without Adam and his rape jokes. Adam's comedy relies on his rape jokes almost as much as a Republican senator trying to get reelected. What I'm saying is he's a legitimate comedian, is what I'm saying. Very legitimate. Oh my God. Oh yeah, Vegas, so the comedians you should know will never want to come back to Rockford. Yes, I remember that. Oh, next our final roaster. Was there anyone else who wanted to sign up? All right, we got another literate person in the house, because I know you've seen these signs. And once again, I forgot your name, and I don't care because you ain't care to sign up. But I'll just introduce you of what Eric would look like if he were like the rapist who hung out in parking garages. Okay, come on up.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't sure I was going to come up. You know, I was actually going to grill today, but it started to rain. And someone texted me and said there's going to be a roast today, and I was all good about that, you know. And they're like, well, how are we going to do it? And they said, well, there's going to be a roast master, and now I know I should have gotten baked. But, you know, all the same, I came up here, and, you know, I think I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weenies, and none of them are kosher. All right, well, anyways, I'm not really here to roast them. I'm going to roast her. I haven't known her for very long. You know, I came here not too long ago and came here with a friend. I was a little bit scared at first because, you know, I was told some really crazy thing about coffee shops, and they're like, you know, you don't really want to go there. You're going to have a whole bunch of free-thinking hippies. You're going to have gays, freaks, and liberals. And I guess I fit in. But but then I saw her, and she had a really devilish grin. Even now, she's got the horns thing going. I thought it was going to go down like a Goosebumps book, and it sort of did, because when I got here, I swore she was a giant pest, and that she just wanted to suck the intelligence out of my brain while making me drink sugar water and eat stuff from the ground. And then after that, she's going to try to convince me to live alongside my garbage. Well, since then, not much has changed, because I found out that she believes in going organic. She's starting up a bookshop, and she wants to serve me beverages and vegan food. And she also believes in recycling. So, in a strange way, she is a pest. You know, she does want to suck the intelligence out of my brain. She's still trying to serve me sugar water and vegan food, or stuff off the ground. And so help me, if she keeps up this recycling, we will be living with our own garbage. But you know, that really wasn't the disappointing part. Really, it wasn't. What was really disappointing is that once I got here, I started talking to people, and I started realizing that, you know, hey, I actually get along with the people around here. And I even started noticing that she's friends with some of the same people I'm friends with. And this is what really made me depressed. Her standards are as low as mine.
Oh, and yeah, keep it going for us. No, you're doing someone care. But yeah, Chris, yeah, another Chris. Wow. Wow, Chris's have such a great track record at Bookworm, don't they? Yes, that was an inside joke, and fuck you if you didn't get it. And by the way, I saw this lady walking. Ma'am, you look like you're probably the sweetest person in the world, and you look like you're like afraid to laugh. You're like you're saying like these terrible things about each other, and it's.
Yeah, you're not very sweet.
She said, I like your fingernails though. I was like, you don't have any extra nail polish, would you?
I normally do laugh, but you're up there.
What? You already had your time up here, dude. Like, come on. Shit, motherfucker's late for everything, isn't he? You're like, oh, did I leave the podium? Holy shit, nobody told me. Emmett, I think we can sign up another one for this special ed class, alright. Alright. And, oh my gosh, even my wife is giving me that disapproving look. I see why you got rid of the astronaut, because it looked like too much like you were stealing my act of marrying her. Although, you know what, I probably would have been better off with an inflatable partner. Speaking of inflatable, the next and final roaster, last but not least, okay, maybe at least, but still want to play up her ego since she is a narcissist, Vicki Lynn and her inflatable tits. Yeah, Vicki Lynn is such a narcissist that her neighbors always know when she's fucking because they can hear her calling out her own name so loudly. Either that, or it's like Tracy says, just Paul going lumberjack style. That's all I gotta say. You can come up now, all right?
What?
You can come up now. I know your tits are weighing you down. Go ahead. Let me know if you need help carrying them, though. Okay. You got like 10 here.
My coochie baby. You want to stay with
Hi, baby. Hi.
I know, right? You better my colors. So I gotta do this. Sorry, my phone sucks. There we go. Okay. Hi. Hello. I told Marcos, yeah, that's where I keep it. I told Marcos that I was not a roaster. Yeah, you're not gonna catch me off guard. I told Marcos I was not a roaster because roasters have to talk about other people, and I don't know how to do that because I am a narcissist, and I pride myself on being a narcissist. But hearing all the lovely things that people have been saying about Miss Rhiannon, this bitch is me. I can talk about her. Here's me, look. Same colors. Booby speak. Booby speak. That's hello and booby. She's got the glasses jumping off. My favorite X-Men is Wolverine. That's right. That's right. And I have that dress. She's me. I can talk about her. So tonight, in honor of your 2 years, you will be my coochie. Baby, come on. Bring your chair a little closer so you can be my coochie. So, whenever I go to Chicago, I see all the beautiful men there, and my coochie climbs up to the highest ledge, and it wants to commit whole suicide. That's right. It wants to jump on that dick. I'm sorry, baby. And it wants to jump on that wee-wee. It wants to jump on that wee-wee. And so I always have to talk my coochie down from the ledge. Coochie, please don't jump. No, Coochie, don't do it. Coochie, I know, Coochie. I would love for you to. But you have so much to live for, Coochie. Yes. And besides, if you jump, you'll commit whole suicide. And then you'll go to whole hell. That's what's waiting at the gate. At whole hell. I know. And the tunnel is made of herpes bumps. I know. And super gonorrhea is standing there with nothing but a cape, and his penis looks like a split cigar. Can't do it, Coochie. There are fully formed babies crawling out of condoms in whole hell. Don't do it. Don't do it. The fish look like penises. And not the black ones. R. Kelly's pissing on little girls at the abortion clinic. Don't jump, Coochie. I need you to stay with me. You want to go buy batteries, Coochie? We can go buy batteries. You love to buy batteries. That's right. We'll go batteries. Yes, yes. The good ones. Yes, with the bunny. For the rabbit. Yes, we'll go do that. Anything for you, Coochie. We'll go walk down by the river, Rock River, so you can feel better about your smell. You know how that always boosts your confidence. That's right. I'm only thinking of you, Coochie. And I know you've been through so much. And I know that it's been so long. And that buzzing is just not working anymore. But Coochie, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna get through this. You let 4 kids come out of you. I know you're not the same. I know it's like throwing a hot dog down a tunnel. I know. But we'll get through this. So get down off the ledge, Coochie. We'll go get you batteries and me ice cream. All right. Come on, Coochie. All right, you guys give it up for my Coochie. Beautiful, beautiful Coochie. Don't do it, asshole. You wouldn't be able to take the pain. Don't do it, asshole. You already have diarrhea. Don't do it. So, I want to thank you all for paying attention to me. And I want you to all give a big round of applause for Rhiannon. Yes. Yeah, Riri, that's a good ghetto name. How you doing, Riri? That's Riri. Before I go, I want to tell you the love story, how me and Rhiannon happened. So I come and I do a little set at her show. I mean, here in the bakery. I wouldn't call it a show. It's here. So, and I get home and I go on Facebook and I was like, oh, I had the most wonderful time, wonderful place, terrible bakery. And Marcos hits me and he says, you called her bakery terrible. She's never gonna allow you back there. Seriously? I can't get put out of a bakery. And I was like, I didn't mean it was terrible in the sense that it should be condemned. I meant it was terrible as in fat girl terrible. Like she had the little bitty cookies and the words vegan on the wall. And I'm like, And I see Rhiannon and I'm like, she got all the good stuff at home. And so I went and found her on Facebook, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I am so sorry I called your bakery terrible. She hits me back, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I then write her an essay on what I was talking about. She writes back, it's okay, honey. It's like, no, I feel bad, I won't be able to sleep. Being the narcissist that I am, I need you to make me feel better about the horrible shit I said. And she forgave me. And now I won't go to whole hell. So thank you. Thank you, Rhiannon. Thank you guys. You guys, so sweet. I love Bookworm. This is my comedy home. All right. Come on, Marcos. Come on, asshole.
You left your coochie with Chris. It's not a good idea.
No, you left it open just like
Vicky, sorry I was a little premature, but I'm often premature when it comes to chicks with really big tits, okay?
You bastard!
Oh man, so that's fun to see. And Mike said that you haven't been roasted because I saved this for later. It's a poem. Yeah, I figure it's got. I gotta point this out though, because like Andy, I don't know if you noticed something missing from that McDonald's cup. But Bubbles, if there was any doubt that I'm Bolivian, this is how Bolivian I say like the little where you get like 5 of these, you get a free one. I have not bought a cup of coffee from McDonald's in probably over a year. I should say 2 years.
If you give me that right now, I'll give you another cup of whatever it is you want.
Ooh. I'm not even like halfway done. Can I save it for like?
Save it for later.
Okay, you bet. There we go. Woo! That is my
Yeah.
That's good, because I don't need another colonic just yet, so that's why I'm happy to give up the McDonald's one, okay? That's what they call McDonald's. That's colonics, it really... I wish I were making that up. And if you heard Rhiannon cackling a little, She gets that cackle from her Aunt Charlie. Your Aunt Michelle wanted me to mention that, and Michelle also sent a message. She said, I know you got that sweet and kind facade that covers up that I'll kill the bitch! Honestly. But I am concerned you may be the first to ask me for help to hide the body. I love you, Rhiannon, and yes, I will help you.
Yes!
Once again, that's your aunt who will help. I'm not Dino. I'm the first one who will come after, okay? They'll come after me before they come after Evan, okay? Because they know they can deport me and not even have to worry about housing me in jail. Thank you! I appreciate you. Yeah. So here is my poem, and this will probably be my submission to the Bookworm Book of Poetry.
Yes.
Or one of my submissions. As opposed to my emissions that Nikki's trying to get off her sweater. Probably why she's not sitting there. Why she ran to the bathroom. So, sit back, have some brew, then recycle your cups. Remember, you save money by not going to Starbucks. Rhiannon can be firm, and at times even bossy. But mostly, she likes to punish girls who are naughty. She pushes her... Yeah, I see why Ron and I are brothers. We're both premature.
Oh, God.
She pushes herself to the limit and never quits. She takes great pride in this and her biracial tits. She is the royal Zen master of bakery Chi. This is why she is known as our queen, Riri. She's no princess, she's a queen, darn it.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, Princess Riri couldn't make it because she was watching the Blackhawks game.
Well, good thing I'm the queen.
Indeed. Fuck her, right? Yeah. And she's she pays well though for her rooms. I love Ruru. This is on the internet. I love you, Ruru. I was just playing.
This is being simulcast.
Yeah. I guess watching Blackhawks, right? Because, Rhiannon is gluten-free sweet, but she can raise hell. When Chris Sims saw that she was pissed, bitch nearly shit himself. She sent him running back home, crying to his mom. He learned you don't mess with this Irish car bomb. When she was age 4, she asked when she'd grow her own cock. Last week, I found out it happened sometime around midnight after she's had too many shots. You see her in tie-dye, but at home, she slips into latex. She serves during the day, but at the night is a dominatrix. How's your mom? You want to agree? I did the math. I did the math because I was a public school teacher for 8 years, so I can do math kind of. And I realized your parents fuck more often than you do. Tracy, stay strong. Stay thirsty, my friend. We know that you miss your metropolitan Detroit, but we hope that our friendship can help fill that void. Over the past 2 years, you have paid many dues, which have made you a fixture in our city of screws. You gave many of us comfort when we felt lost. And a cup of coffee and a cookie. Hey, Tracy doesn't work for free, okay? And a cup of coffee and a cookie was the only cost. Of all the treats behind your glass case, the sweetest of all is a smile on your face. Your red flowing locks do hint at fires inside, but they are not rage. It's the flames of love and pride. You are Rockford's own fury, baking up a storm. The sweetness of justice used to redefine the norm. You provide a home for the outcasts and misfits. A place for the comedians and poets to toss our bitch fits. You have an abundance of integrity no one can deny. True to your ideals, you let your freak flag fly. Thank you for all of the friends and just for everything, man. All of us, we love you so much. This is why we're like, you're not here for us, for our comedy, okay? They're here for you, because they love you.
I love them.
You know what?
I love that too.
You know what? They're no more here for our comedy than people go to Hooters for the wings, okay? So, we love you. So, and of course, now, since you're the honoree, it's your time to let everyone know what you think. Don't know that.
All right, so that was really sweet, and I really, really liked that. And I know that a lot of people think that I'm sweet and nice, and a lot of them are behind me, and they are sadly mistaken, because I'm not going to be nearly as nice to them as they were to me. So, I put on high heels for you guys, so I'm going to tell you whatever I feel like, because I got to wear them. So, oh, do you want to wear them? Are you sure? Okay. So, I'm going to start with you, because, man, you are the easiest. And that's not because he's a horrible person, that is because he is the one person on the stage who is, in fact, geekier than me. And we appreciate that about him. But I just want to point out two things. I know that you've had a girlfriend for a while now, and I think that that's going to get you only so far. At some point, you're going to have to go beyond the Sega manual and try some new things, or she'll lose interest. Okay? So you might want to move up to maybe the Dreamcast manual, GameCube. You know, just to get a couple more buttons and things like that. Also, just so you know, I'm a huge supporter of Rock Valley's GSA, and a lot of them are here tonight, and we know that your whole family thinks you're gay. So when you're ready to come out, they're here for you, and I wanted you to know. And it's okay. We'll still make you vegan treats whenever you want, and green tea. I'm not going to make fun of Emmett too much because I love his t-shirt, and he is so pretty. But I am going to point out one thing that I love about Emmett every time he's here, because he is the only person left in the entire world that knows what a mixtape is and makes his phone look like one, because only people older than 30 knows what that is, which means you're older than me. Scott. Oh, Scott. The one way to guarantee that Scott will show up at your location on time every time is to have a brownie waiting for him. Because if you don't, it's not that he's late, it's that he's standing and talking to the treats in my bake case and misses the stage. Forgets that it's here. And I don't think it's because you're special ed. I think it is. It has to do with the fact that you like to do a different kind of baking than me, and I think you do it more often than I do. Bubbles, I'm not going to make fun of you because you are awkward enough all on your own. But I do want to say, as your slam master, but more importantly as your coach, I'm going to kick your ass this week. So be ready. He does like it, but no bubble baths, because Kyra's not here. Kyra made a poem about me and Bubbles and one of the other poets taking a bubble bath together as a joke for money. For anyone that doesn't come to our poetry slams, you really should. It gets almost as ridiculous as this. Detective Stabler, Mr. Nelson. How the fuck are you not on time for here? Do you not know me at all? I commended you earlier for being on time and you got treats. You're late this evening? No treats for you. The only reason you were on time last time is because you got your paycheck. It's true. But see, you didn't make that much because you work at the mall. And because of that, you can't afford my treats, and therefore you should be on time. No free treats for you. Because that is how the system works. Vicki Lynn, oh, I love you so much. You are my brownie girl. I'm not so much going to make fun of Vicki Lynn as clarify why she doesn't think I'm a terrible cafe anymore, a terrible bakery anymore. And that's because when I found out she wanted the big girl treats, I went into my stash, got her a half-pound gluttony brownie, which is a dark chocolate brownie topped with eggless chocolate chip cookie dough. And it is a half-pound. And all of them back there ate them. They're not watching their calories tonight. And she ate it so fast that the next time she came in, she told me that it was like having sex in her mouth and she had never had sex that good. So, now every time she comes here, I make sure she has a treat. Because as you heard her talking to her coochie earlier, it hasn't gotten some in a while and the batteries aren't working, but the chocolate sure as shit does. Mr. Bolton, I'm not going to make fun of you like the other ones because I don't think that you're special ed. And I don't think that you're a monster from the forest, but I do think you may be one of the most awkward human beings I've ever met. And if you ever bring a McDonald's cup into my cafe again, it's going to go someplace which is going to make it awkward to walk. I'm going to go after my dad because he's way over there. And for those of you that don't know, the slave labor of Bookworm, or the unpaid staff, so to speak, is called minions. So him having that minion t-shirt on is funny, but I just wanted to remind you that after the roast, I'm going to need you to move all the furniture, do the dishes, wipe down the tables, and mop the floor. That goes for you too. On top of which, I know that your TVs were not in color when I was a child and when you were a child, but I do know that your toys are in color now because I asked. But what I really want to know was, were you in color?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. There's this long-standing joke in my family because when I was 5, my mom, we were in the car on a car trip, and she tried to explain to me that TVs didn't have color when she was a kid. And she always tells me that I got a very constipated look on my face because apparently I was very pondering of this. And I asked her if her toys were in color, and to this day she still has not answered me whether those toys were in color or not because she was laughing so hard. But I wanted to be known that you're so old that your TV wasn't in color.
I was not born before color.
That's true. She was not born before color. I did learn that. And then last but not least, Miss Angela. I can't really make fun of that song because it's true, but I do want to point out one inaccuracy in your thing. There's not one thing that I don't do. There are 2 things I don't do. I don't sleep and I don't hug. So make sure when you revise it, because I know you will, remember, I don't hug people because this is my personal space and they don't deserve to be in the Queen's personal space, apparently. Since they have deemed me Queen Riri against my will. And Marcos. Oh, Marcos. You were very nice in your poem, so I'm going to be a little bit nice, but not a lot nice, because you were there on Saturday too. And I saw who was smacking your ass on the dance floor. So, aw, don't worry, Willie Mae. I was dancing with you. You're safe. So, I just want to know is, when is the next time we're going to get you and my dad in the cage at the office again? And this time, can I post the pictures on the internet? Because I think I can make some money with them. 5%. And to everyone else that came, thank you so much for coming out. I can't really think of a better way to spend our 2-year anniversary here, or a better way to turn 30, because the highlight of my week was when my car insurance told me that my costs were going down because I turned 30, which I thought was awesome. So thank you for coming out and supporting us, and we look forward to seeing you all at the 3-year anniversary. Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming out. Please don't forget all the events we have at Bookworm. They're posted on the board out there. There's also a monthly mailing you can get. Don't worry, they're not like Obama. They're not going to spam your mailbox daily. They'll send it once a month. So yeah, thanks Obama. So they're not that socialist is what I'm saying. But Rhiannon is Kenyan. She is a secret Kenyan, just so you know. You can be kept up to date with all the happenings here, and also I post about it on Facebook all the time too. So check out Bookworm on Facebook, and to let you know what those events are, once again, next week, next Friday, 6 to 8, or actually 6 to 8:30 is a poetry slam, because we got Carrie Brzezinski. Then from 8:30 to I guess whenever, we're gonna have the open mic comedy. Then the following week, Paul Madison will be hosting the open mic from 6 to 8, and his open mic for whatever, from music, poetry, comedy, like random rantings. Not too different from what I was doing earlier. And then from 8 to 10 is our comedy showcase. And we're going to have a nationally known comic, Amada Lewis. I know you guys don't know him, but the rest of the nation, comedians know him, okay? And one of my favorite comics, one of my very favorite comics from Milwaukee, Laura Bites. So after Andy's been here, she'll help redeem Milwaukee's reputation. And then of course the 4th Friday of the month, very special day, because as we have our indie rock showcase, and this time we'll have Dave, whose last name I don't remember, but who's like a really good. What's that? Stadler, Dave Stadler, is also a very supportive member of the creative community. He always goes and checks out other people's shows too. So definitely, if you're a creative person, even if you weren't up here tonight or whatever, go check him out and show some love. And see, am I forgetting any events or anything?
Not this one.
No, not this one. Yeah, check out all the local authors on the shelves. Check out, we got some local. I don't know where the names are from, honestly. I missed last week because.
Olivia's from here, and Dan is from Belfast.
She's from, where the dogs from?
Rockford, and Dana's from Naperville.
And Dana's from Naperville, cool. And unfortunately, I missed that one because, I did the same show that Emmett, Vicky, Scott, and Chris did, except I did it a week earlier, so I got tickets to Ghostface Killa and Killa Priest, so. Yeah. And, anyway, that's what Rock Bottom Comedy get for being pieces of shit, and you're going down at Mary's place. Because after this, we're going to Mary's place. Round 2, we're going to have it out. Leave Extraordinary Comics. My brother, maybe we're going to establish our supremacy over these jabronis.
Tonight, the League of Extraordinary Comics take on Rock Bottom Comedy in a cage match. It's gonna be geek comedy versus dick and gay jokes. We're gonna get all black as night on your asses.
That was really geeky. No, I got that one. That was Green Lantern reference that I did there.
Can I explain Blackest Night? It's like it was DC's version of Marvel Zombies, only with more like depth and introspection. All right.
It was awesome. Let's just talk comics for like the next hour or so.
Yeah, it's like, well, they're like new 52 armor-needing Superman. We're old school Kal-El playing baseball with the solar system.
Silver Age, bitches, Silver Age.
Fuck yeah!
If you want to come to Mary's Place tonight, as you hear these guys speak with every word, we come closer to victory. Come out and see us claim that prize at Mary's Place from 10 to 11, where Rock Bottom Comedy will blow your face away with our masturbation jokes and the fact that we look homeless. Come on out tonight. Thank you for coming out to Rhiannon's 2-year anniversary of the Bookworm. You guys are beautiful people. These guys are not. And we're going to have a good time. Someone's going to get raped. It's going to be me. That's why I'm going to stop wearing cologne after right now. Thank you very much, everybody.
And Chris and I will be doing something very special on stage. Something very special. We're going to have
We're going to have a freestyle rap battle. So if you really want to see his Ghostface Killer fucking fan club bullshit put to the test, bring it out. Bring yourselves out tonight to Mary's Place. Otherwise, stick around here for some delicious vegan treats and the ape titties. So it's going to be good. It's going to be great. Thanks for coming out, guys. Merry
Word
Christmas.
to your mother. It'll be brutal. Like Jay-Z versus Nas, like Bubbles versus Dylan. It's going to be brutal.
Yeah, the hip-hop. The hip-hop. Yeah, it's going to happen.
You missed the best part.
Everybody give yourselves a round of applause again. And for Rhiannon, please.